In this lesson, we're going to learn about square roots, what they are, and how they work. What exactly is a square root? Well, a square root is the inverse or opposite of squaring. We know that the inverse of addition is subtraction, and the inverse of multiplication is division. Similarly, the inverse of squaring is to take the square root. Take a look at this example. Suppose we have the number 4 and we square it. 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. Now, suppose we want to undo that work that we just did. We take the square root. When we take the square root of 16, what we're doing is asking ourselves what number squared equals 16. Think about it. What number squared equals 16? Well, the first number that probably comes to mind is the number 4. 4 because 4 squared, 4 times 4, equals 16. Are there any other numbers? Well, how about negative 4? Negative 4 squared also equals 16. So the square root of 16 could be 4 or negative 4. That might seem strange to you if you've never looked at the negative values before. Often when we take the square root of 16, we'd be very quick to simply say 4. And that's because in mathematics, we often look at what's called the principal square root. The principal square root is simply the positive result. But the negative result can be very important, especially when we're working with equations, as we will in future lessons. Now, let's take a look at some important vocabulary. The anatomy of a square root. Here we have an example, the square root of 225. We know what this means. We want to know what number times itself, or squared, equals 225. That result would be 15. The red checkmark looking figure is called a radical, and the number written inside in purple is called the radicand. Those are important words. The radical is the red structure, and the stuff inside of the radical is called the radicand. Now, let's try some examples. In exercise A, B, and C, I'd like for you to list all of the square roots for each of those examples. That means you'll list both the positive and the negative result. In the second part, D, E, and F, you'll list the principal square root, or only the positive result for each. Please pause the video here and come back when you're ready to compare answers. Let's compare answers. A, the square root of 25. What numbers squared equal 25? Positive or negative 5. B, square root of 49. What number or numbers squared equal 49? 7 or negative 7. C, square root of 121. What number or numbers squared equal 121? 11 or negative 11. Part D, the principal square root of 36. Positive 6. E, the principal square root of 64. Positive 8. And F, the principal square root of 169. Positive 13. Now you know everything you need to know to get started with square roots. Remember, you can learn more about square roots in Mr. Dorey's Algebra Handbook, available at www.doreypublications.com.